Every few months, someone discovers that the UAE, the Cayman Islands, or Monaco has a 0% income tax rate. And for about 48 hours, they are absolutely convinced they have found the answer. No income tax. Keep everything you earn. Just move. It sounds so obvious that it's almost annoying the idea hasn't spread further, except it has spread. Millions of people know about it, and most of them are still living exactly where they were before. That's not laziness. That's usually people who looked a little closer at what zero income tax actually means in practice. Because here's what often gets left out of the headline. Zero income tax is not the same as zero tax. It's not even close. Take the UAE. No personal income tax. That part is true. But if you're running a business there, corporate tax was introduced in 2023. VAT is 5%. If you want to live in Dubai specifically, housing costs in certain districts run at a level that would make a lot of European cities feel affordable by comparison. And if you're relocating from a country like the US, you have a separate problem entirely. The US taxes its citizens on worldwide income, regardless of where they physically live. You could be sitting in Dubai watching the sunset over the marina and still owe the IRS. That last part catches people off guard more than almost anything else. The country you're leaving sometimes doesn't let you leave that cleanly. The US and Eritrea are the only two countries in the world that tax on citizenship rather than residency. For Americans especially, zero income tax abroad doesn't mean zero income tax. It means zero income tax there. The countries that genuinely have no income tax, places like Bahrain, the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, Monaco, Qatar, tend to fund their governments through a different set of mechanisms. Oil and gas revenue, tourism taxes, import duties, transaction levies, high property costs, fees on residency itself. Monaco charges no income tax but costs so much to actually live in that it effectively self-selects for a very small income bracket. Bermuda has no income tax, but it does have a payroll tax, paid partly by employers, but ultimately absorbed into compensation structures in a way that affects what workers take home. Bahrain has no income tax, but goods and services are taxed, and if you're not working in the energy sector, job opportunities look quite different than they do in, say, London or Toronto. The tax isn't gone, it's just shaped differently. And depending on your income, spending habits, and lifestyle, the differently shaped version might cost you more than the income tax you were trying to escape. There's also the question of what you're walking away from. Countries with high income taxes often fund things you use constantly without thinking about them. Healthcare systems, public transit, subsidized education, pension structures, infrastructure that works quietly in the background. When you move somewhere with no income tax, that infrastructure either doesn't exist in the same way, or it does exist and you're paying for it directly out of pocket. Healthcare in particular. In countries with comprehensive public health systems, income tax is partly what you're paying for that coverage. Move to a zero income tax jurisdiction without a comparable system, and private health insurance becomes a real monthly line item. For a healthy 30-year-old, maybe manageable. For a family or anyone with an ongoing condition, it recalibrates quickly. This doesn't mean the move is wrong. For high earners, the math can still work clearly in their favor, but it's a different calculation than the headline suggests. The people for whom zero income tax countries actually deliver what they promise tend to share a few things. They earn a lot, they don't rely on public services heavily, they have flexibility in where and how they work, and they've sorted out the residency and citizenship complexity in advance, which itself often involves legal fees, minimum stay requirements, and proof of income thresholds that aren't trivial. Some jurisdictions require you to spend a certain number of days per year on site to maintain tax residency. Miss that threshold, and the zero tax status doesn't apply. Your previous country may also have exit tax rules that apply when you formally renounce residency, a final bill on unrealized gains or assets, depending on where you're from. None of this means zero income tax countries are a scam or that the idea of moving is reckless. It means the phrase zero income tax is a starting point, not a conclusion. The useful question isn't, does this country have income tax? It's, what is my actual total tax burden if I live and work there, given my specific income, spending, citizenship, and lifestyle? That question takes longer to answer, but it's the one that actually matters. Because the hidden catch isn't always a single thing. Sometimes it's just the gap between what a headline says and what a spreadsheet shows.